there, little fella. I bet you're looking forward to St. Patrick's Day, aren't you? Now, if I was to give you a cookie, would you lead me to your pot of gold? I'd just like to apologise to all leprechaun Americans for tasteless use of cameras to imply that I was taller than I am. I am, in fact, one of you. People say to me, you know, when I go out in the world, you know, outside of this fabulous, exciting show business environment, a cupboard with a leaky roof, when I go out, and then people say, oh, you're much taller than I thought you were, and I'm always like, well, how big's your TV? You're like, oh, at the most they've ever said is like 61 inches. I'm like, well, I'm taller than that. In oh so many ways. Doesn't even make any sense. Do you know what else people say to you when they say, oh, look, you look older. But I would like to be that tall, so look, wouldn't that be awesome? Be like Tony Robbins. Feel the giant within and release the giant within. By the way, if any of you have been smoking herbal cigarettes tonight, you're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
Hey! Come on in! All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the Late Late Show. I am your host, TV's Craig Ferguson. Please, thank you. Thank you. That's enough. That's enough, everyone. It'll start to sound like you're faking it. And I would only be able to tell because I've heard women faking it before. Oh, you're so great. It's a great day for America, everybody. It's St. Patrick's Day Eve. Yeah. This may surprise you, but my people enjoy this time of year. St. Patrick's Day Eve. 'Twas the night before St. Patty's, and all through the house, everyone was sleeping because they were all drunk. Anyway, there's some amazing news out today. Really, Craig? Can you see into the future? Yes, I can. I may have given something away there. No, I tell you what I read. I found that NASA say they might have found life on Mars. Really? No, this is true. I read about this today. What they didn't find an actual Martian, but what they found was they used a special detecting machine, and they found methane gas. Aha! You're like, well, that's not a life form, Craig. I'm saying, well, shut up, smarty pants, and I'll tell you why I think it. Because what produces methane gas? Farts! Exactly. So that means there could be an alien, alien microbes, perhaps, under the surface, farting out methane gas. And they're going to have to admit it, because there's no dogs on Mars, so you can't blame it on the dog. I'm surprised they found the farty stuff on Mars. I'm surprised they found, the farty smell on Mars. I'm surprised they found it there. I would have thought they'd find it on Uranus. All right. Okay, look, I did it, right? That's why I wanted to talk about life on Mars and tie it in with farts so I can say, oh, you're right. My son is 7.5 years old. He says to me, Dad, please don't do the Uranus jokes anymore. It's Uranus, it's not Uranus. And I always go like, oh. Anyway, life on Mars is what I'm saying. People have always been fascinated by the life on Mars. One of David Bowie's most famous songs from the 70s, Life on Mars. Right, exactly. It's got all the lyrics in it about, I don't know, it's a David Bowie song. It doesn't make any sense at all. Mickey Mouse has grown up a cow. To my mother, my dog and clown. David Bowie was doing a lot of drugs in the 1970s. He was completely impossible to understand. He was like the 1970s version of Paula Abdul. That's what he was like. He was the... Flash of Bajassa. They got a Hollywood. Life on Mars is what I'm talking about. There's a TV show named after that song, Life on Mars. It's about a detective who goes back in time to the 1970s when everyone was doing drugs and having sex and polishing their disco balls. And the... disco balls is what you got when you wore the tight suits. But they what? They... Where I grew up in Scotland. Really, Craig? We thought you were from Burbank. No. I grew up in Scotland, and disco dancing in Scotland was dangerous. There'd always be fights breaking out, people getting stabbed. And the irony of getting the crap beaten out of you while you listen to I Will Survive did not escape me. I miss the 1970s. I don't really remember the 80s. I was kind of coming of age in the 70s. And here's the thing about in the 1970s when I was coming of age, that it was the man-made fibres, synthetic fibres were all the rage. You know, the kind that if you rub them, they give you an electric shock. And back then, bed sheets were made of nylon, a synthetic fibre. And I was a teenage boy. And when I do what teenage boys do in the bed with the nylon sheets and there were sparks everywhere! I thought it was God punishing me. Remember in the 1970s, all the kids had posters on the wall. Everyone had posters on the wall. The two most popular were Sean Cassidy and Farrah Fawcett. I loved it. I was turned on by the feathered hair and the skimpy little outfit, the perky nipples. And Farrah Fawcett was nice too, but bell-bottoms were popular back then as well. I never wore them. You know, pants. Grew up in Scotland. It's like... No, I'm kidding. Bell-bottoms got their name because their cuff was shaped like a bell. I didn't know that then. I put them on. I thought you had to make a sound like a bell. That's not true. No, I know. When I put them on, there was just a big dong. Because they were bell-bottoms! Am I talking about Mars or the 1970s? I don't know. The 1970s, I think. What TV shows were popular in the 70s? The cop shows. You know, the quirky cop shows. They were... Like, the CSI type shows are popular now, but back then, they weren't sexy cops. They were like Cannon. You remember Cannon? Cannon. Frank Cannon. Detective Frank Cannon. He was the 300-pound detective. Remember Cannon? Like, freeze! I'm too fat to keep running. You better stop running. And it was like all these like thin, fit criminals would be trying to run away from Cannon, and he would catch them. Cannon was one. Who was the other one? Beretta, by Robert Blake, who played Beretta, a cop who couldn't live by the rules. Especially the rules about not murdering your wife. That's a pretty big rule. You know, the biggest TV show in the 1970s was Happy Days. which was a show about the 1950s. And Henry Winkler's here all the time. I always wanted to ask him if I could wear his leather jacket, because it would go great with my assless chaps. And he said... he said, no, that jacket's in the Smithsonian now. And you know what's interesting? I know Henry Winkler quite well, and he's a regular-sized person. But then when you see the jacket in the Smithsonian, you go, oh, Henry Winkler must be tiny. I think he's had work done. I think he's had a body implant. I don't know if I can keep talking about Henry. I'll get into terrible trouble. Yeah, I'd probably better not. Or Henry, we love you. Please call me and wear your assless chaps. All right, we'll be right back. Everybody with a big St. Paddy's
Day! Due to a printing error, Michael Caine in space is now Michael Caine in Spain.
I tell you what, in Spain, I always enjoy a nice siesta after a good shag. That's why I usually take about 35 siestas a day. All right, all right. Ooh la la, tinky wink. Doo-dah, tinky tong. Bingity-ding, doo-dah. Lee-lee-lee, splingy. A lot of sugar in this.
That was Michael Caine in Spain.
Well, welcome back to the big March 16th show. Welcome back, little feller. Oh, you've got a leprechaun laugh over there, I heard it with my own eyes. Bless my sainted mother. I heard it with my eyes. Yes, I'm that good. I did. I hear you had a little leprechaun laugh. Oh! Either that or Tom Cruise just walked in. One of the two. All right, do we have time for an email tonight? Yes, we do. Greg, have time for an email. Thanks. Do I get the money that we have to give the email jingle people if I sing an email jingle myself? Yes, I do! All right. It's time for an email from you, Craig. Okay, I will. Thank you. All right, this is from Johan, I suppose, because it's in Leidschendam in the Netherlands. The Netherlands, by the way, are it's Holland. But they call them the Netherlands because all of that area around there are the nether regions. And... See what I did? Yeah. I know it was lame. Anyway, the Netherlands, Holland, I've been there. It's very flat. It's like Oklahoma, but without guns. And they had that terrible or near disaster there when because they have these big seawalls. And remember, there was going to be a giant flood, but a little boy went over and he stuck his finger in a dike and saved the entire country. You can probably do your own joke at home if you want. Yep, that's the one I do. Yeah. Okay, this is from Johan in Leidschendam in the Netherlands. Greg. See, he says Greg. That's how they say my name in Holland. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? You like 2 beers and some hash? That's what they said when I was, hey, you like some hashish? It's really good, Greg. Okay, yeah, small beer, small glass. Don't get drunk, just get really high. Okay. Greg says, when you say I know, do you really know or are you just faking it? I know. This is from Josh in McHenry in Illinois. Josh says, Craig, I have a photography art show in April and I'm preparing for it. Good for you, Josh. Have you ever taken regrettable photographs of yourself? Keep scouring the internet and keep dreaming that dream, Josh. Maybe one day. I'll give you a clue. Melbourne, Australia, 1987. Now go get it. All right, this is from a Priya. Isn't that a car? Oh, Prius is a car, right? This is from Priya, which means there's only one of her. She's in Herndon in Vancouver, or VA. That's Virginia, actually. Hey. I passed a test to be an American. What did you do? All right. Priya in Virginia says, Dear Craig, I just thought I should let you know that within a few days I will be leaving the country for a couple of years. Thanks, Priya. Do you know who I think she is? Do you remember a while back there was that lady in the audience that just stood up and didn't say anything? I'm leaving the country. Don't ask me why. I'm going to Vancouver. Well, thanks for that, Priya. We'll send us a postcard, blah, blah. Don't forget to write. We'll miss you, blah, blah. All right, this is from Kelly in Windome in Minnesota. Oh, God, I got it all mixed up there. Kelly says, the garbage man just checked me out. Totally. Wow. Congratulations. She says, I haven't got a date in a while. Should I lower my standards? Hey. America's garbage collectors are sexy. All right, they don't have their own calendar like the firemen, but come on, they move stuff around. They take the trash away and leave you with a lovely clean area. Look, I couldn't make that dirty, so if you're laughing at something, you're laughing because you made it dirty in your own mind, which is dirtier than mine, because I couldn't even make it dirty, and I am a pervert. I don't think you're lowering your standards going out with a garbage man. My Uncle James was a garbage man. He's a fine man. I mean, he went back to school and got a job, you know. He was a garbage man for a while. Nothing wrong with it. Where would we be without the garbage men? The garbage piled high in the streets. That's where we'd be. The whole place would look like a town that's funny. We'll put it in later. All right. You know, if you know me, you'll know that when I throw it away and it comes back like that, it means it's because God wants me to read it. Was that sacrilegious? I'm sorry if it was. And if it wasn't, then I'm not sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry anyway, because this is America. All right, this is Mike in Canton, Ohio. This is not Mike. This is just a letter he sent. It's an email. Mike's looks completely different. This is from Mike in Canton, Ohio. Mike says, hey, Craig, sometimes you mention you don't like jazz music, but you continue to do jazz hands. Why is that? Well, I don't dislike all jazz music, you know, I don't. I only dislike the progressive, modern jazz. You know, the jazz like the Bing Crosby jazz or, you know, like cool jazz is good, but it's that stuff where the 15 guys all on stage, all playing a different tune, they're all... That's not music, that's math. There. I think we got it all sorted out. Join us and we'll be right back and all that. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back back to the big night before St. Patrick's Day show where we celebrate everything March the 16th-ish. What? My next guest is a giant star. He does a show called Live with Regis and Kelly. Take a look at this.
What is the history of the leprechaun? Is that a mythical figure from Ireland?
Well, yes, traditionally, and then it became the mascot of Notre Dame. I believe it was around, like, 1965. It was originally the Irish Terrier, but then the leprechaun took over.
He's a lot cooler than the Terrier, so yeah, we like him better than the dog.
You know, even before the leprechaun and the terrier, when I was there, we had a gorilla. I'm just kidding. That's how long ago it was.
I'll ask him about that. Please welcome my friend Regis Philbin, everybody. We don't need these.
Oh, I see every night you rip up the questions.
I rip up the cards. You know why? I don't need them. I don't care. I don't care for them.
Happy St. Pat? Yes.
Happy the night before St. Patrick's
That's
Day.
right. Well, tomorrow's the big day.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. Have you got anything special planned? Okay.
Let me ask you something.
No, I want to get this out of the way first.
Right.
All right, then. Because there's an extra card with your tour dates.
Oh, okay.
Now, what do you do when you're on the tour?
I have a nightclub act. I sing. I tell a few jokes.
Juggling? You have some juggling?
Juggling, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, juggling.
Yeah, sure.
You're famous for that.
I love his hair. Don't you love his hair? Oh, my God.
Do not stare on my hair.
And you know what else I love? I love when you walk out to the camera. Hello, how are you? You got me on there. Yes. I love that stuff. I love being here. Yeah. The most explosive opening monologue on television today.
All right.
The man just doesn't stand there and tell one joke after another.
Or even one joke.
He just goes with a story. I swear to God, I've never seen anything like it in this business.
Well,
Here,
no, I'm going to do the tour dates. I want to talk about March the 20th in Grande Ronde in Oregon.
Portland, Oregon, outside of Portland,
then
Oregon.
March the 12th. So you're going back in time for many of these dates. That's probably April the 12th.
No, that's probably March 21st, and your people misspelled it.
Oh, right. That's in Spokane, Washington.
Spokane.
That's what I said. And who was from Spokane?
Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby was from
I loved
Spokane.
Bing Crosby. When
Me
I was
too.
a kid, did you really?
I did, actually,
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice. You know, growing up in New York City, in the Bronx, there was a little radio in my kitchen, and I would go every night because on WNEW in New York, the top radio station, they had a half-hour Bing Crosby songs. And, you know, it was in the middle of the Depression.
Right. No, the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, all these songwriters were writing songs with wonderful lyrics, you know, uplifting lyrics. Lyrics that make you feel better about your life. Gave you some hope. And there was Bing Crosby singing them. All right. Okay, Bing. So Bing Crosby was born, and that's why I'm so happy to go. He was born in Tacoma, raised in Spokane, and the house that he was raised in is now part of Gonzaga University campus. Oh. Yeah.
And is it Bing Crosby Studies? Is that what they
Yes, he's got a special student body center, you know.
Right.
Why do you look at me like that? Like you're looking at somebody insane, you know.
Well, I'm looking at you because maybe I am looking at somebody insane because there can't really be Bing Crosby Studies. There's no Bing Crosby. Is there
Bing Crosby Student Center.
All right.
And his house is on the campus. I mean, it's going to be great. And I loved him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, let me tell you. Can I tell you a story? Are you through with the book?
Well, I've got 2 more days.
Oh, please.
Clearwater, Florida.
With Don Rickles.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. I like Rickles. I mean, I like you too, but I like Rickles.
Boy, I got your attention when I mentioned Rickles.
I like Rickles. Really? I like Rickles. No, that's class.
Rickles
right
is
there.
the greatest. Rickles is the best. He's the funniest.
Can I just do the West Palm Beach in Florida?
April 24th. Rickles and I have a Florida tour.
Really?
Yeah.
2 dates.
2 dates.
You don't want to push them. Now tell me your story, your Bing Crosby story.
Bing Crosby story. Now,
Okay.
I've told this a couple of times, but so I'm a young kid, and I just loved Crosby. I loved the sound of his voice. Made me feel better, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Even though he was in Hollywood and I was in the Bronx, I felt like he was my friend. So now a lot of years go by, and all of a sudden I wind up on the Joey Bishop Show. We had to walk every day up Vine Street in Hollywood to Hollywood Boulevard and back to Fountain and Vine.
I still do that walk today.
And so it took about 45 minutes, and when you walk with somebody for 3 years, it gets down to, what did you want to be when you were a kid?
Right.
So I asked Joey that, and he said I wanted to be a comedian. And at 10 years old, standing on the street corners of Philadelphia, I got a lot of laughs. And sure enough, he became a pretty good comedian. And I said, I want to be Bing Crosby. You know, I knew it was impossible, but it was one night Bing Crosby's on the show. And I was absolutely thrilled. This is about 42 years ago.
Right.
How old are you?
36.
Yeah, you okay. This is before you were born.
Yeah.
You were trying to get out and go.
No. Actually, 42 years ago, I was out and going like that already.
You're Bishop. Bing's here. I'm there.
Right.
And they want to get Crosby to sing, but they don't know how to ask him, you know, because he was such an icon. So Bing said, so Joey said to Bing, this kid's the biggest fan you ever had. It'd be a big thrill if you would sing a song to him.
Oh.
So Bing Crosby turned, and it was this far away, even closer than these two chairs are.
Yeah.
And looked right in my eyes.
He looked right in your eyes.
And
you've got green eyes, haven't you?
No, I have brown eyes.
Brown, yeah.
But you were close.
Well,
But
it's your tie. Your tie's sitting
it's your hair. It's your hair.
So start with my hair.
Okay. So anyway, he sang Turalura Lura to me, the thrill of my life. And here it is, St. Patrick's Eve. And the song comes from a great old movie, Going My Way, for which Bing Crosby won the Academy Award, and so did Barry Fitzgerald.
Meant an Oscar, you know.
What?
That's when an Oscar was.
Yeah, it meant really an Oscar. You're absolutely right. Anyway, Barry Fitzgerald was the pastor, the old pastor. And so tonight, with your permission, everybody, I would like to sing Turalura Lura to you.
We're out of time.
You know what I mean? This is the thanks you get.
Regis Philbin, everybody. You're going to sing? You're going to sing?
Here's what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'm going to sing the verse, but then I want you to sing the chorus.
Turalura.
There you go, baby.
Well,
okay. Now, first of all,
no, wait.
No. What?
I've never sung this song sober.
Oh, well. Then have a drink. What is that stuff right over there? Help yourself.
All right, then.
Okay. Take a little swallow so you feel strong. Okay, now look. Barry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
He was an old priest. You
Am I
understand?
Barry Fitzgerald?
Yes, he wore these glasses.
All right, then.
That you go. There you go. Put a little scarf around you. Wrap it around you, baby. Wrap it around. Yes, that's good.
Was he also a gay pilot? Hello! I'll be flying the plane!
It's not funny. Now,
well, it'll fit
put
with
it
the rest of the
like
show.
this.
All right.
Remember, it was a very touching scene. He was not feeling well, Barry. And so Bing went into his bedroom and he sang this song to him, okay?
All right.
Here we go.
I'm ill then.
You're ill. Of course you're ill. We all know that. Now, I'm going to sing this to you.
Hold me, Bing!
Oh,
Hold me!
This is what you get for not rehearsing. Over in Killarney, many years ago, me mother sang a song to me in tones so sweet and low. 'Twas a simple little ditty in her good old Irish way. And I'd give the world if she could sing that song to me this day. Together now. Tooraloo-raloo-ra, tooraloo-ra-lai, tooraloo-ra-loo-ra. Hush, now don't you cry. Tooraloo-ra-loo-ra, tooraloo-ra-lai. Big finish. Tooraloo-ra-loo-ra. That's an Irish lullaby.
Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day. Regis Philbin, everybody. Regis Philbin. welcome back. Quiet, audience, please. Welcome back. No, please, enough. I think there's still a bit kind of, what? After me singing with Regis, everyone's a little, what? I'm frightened. My next guests are not on my hand. My next guests are from, I first saw them in Boston. They're a fantastic band, and I used their song on my Comedy Central special. Oh. Oh, yeah, it's not just CBS. I've got there's other suitors for Lady Ferguson, if you know what I'm saying. And this is the actual song they play on the special. It's called We're Finished with Finishing School. It's from the album Cream of the Crust. It's available on iTunes. Please welcome the Upper Crust, everybody. The Upper Crust.
Let's go. Put us on detention, made us practice our Latin declaration. She decreed that, we declined that. She said she knew how to change our mind. Said she'd learn us to behave. We said, come back and try it another day. She said, wait till I get through with you, finish and school. Put us up on trial, she said, spare the ride and spoil the child. Hit me one step with the switch. I turned around and put a hand on the bitch. Now we're thrown out in the streets. Now we're leather selling lace. Now we're the ones who make the rules. And we're finished with finishing school. 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 We're finished with finishing school.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Greg?
I think what we learned on the show tonight, that Regis Philbin and I are the Irish Jonas Brothers. Hoorah-loorah-lay. Hoorah-loorah, Regis. You know what I don't understand? How come he's Bing Crosby and I'm Barry Fitzgerald? Why can't I be Bing Crosby? I've got the hangdog expression. I can do Bing Crosby. Hang on, I'll try. I haven't tried it ever in the past 17... Coincidentally, when I stopped drinking, I stopped trying to do my Bing Crosby impression. But I'll give it a go. Well, I get tired and I can't sleep. That's it. That's all it is. But... Now, a lot of people... Thank you. A lot of people say, well, Craig, that's nothing like Bing Crosby. And I go, yes, but was Regis Philbin anything like Regis? No. I think what it looked like there is it looked like Regis Philbin and Barry Fitzgerald. You don't know who Barry Fitzgerald is, do you? You don't. Call yourself Irish. You're not Irish. Not many Irish people don't know who Barry Fitzgerald... Any Irish people born after, say, 1950 probably don't know who Barry Fitzgerald is. Barry Fitzgerald's a great actor. Fantastic actor. I think he's probably left us now, hasn't he? He's working on ABC or something. That's the polite way of saying it in show business. I heard he's on ABC. Because you don't go to NBC unless you were a bastard during your lifetime. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, that's what you call taking care of two options at once. Right there. Tick, tick. So that only leaves Comedy Central. Or, what's the other one? Discovery Channel. Do you know what? I could do the Discovery Channel and then I'd be able to do Shark Week all year round. That would be awesome. How long's this bit meant to be? You know, because I can keep going here. I'm good. Well, you may as well just hang around. I mean, what's gonna be next? The infomercial? You've either got a bedazzler or you haven't. I mean, it's not going to change now. All right, help yourself. Good night, everybody. Good night.